welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Victoria of the Victoria Lee's World. Hey Love Muffin, welcome. If you are returning, hey Love Muffin, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. Hope everything is going good for you. Let's jump right into it. The mini-series. This is the mini-series, okay? The journey continues, discovering self. Why this mini-series? I want to document my journey. For one, I do feel like it's helping hold myself accountable so that I stay focused. And for something for me to look back on, to reflect on, to see how far I've come, which is very important when you're in your healing journey. And to just come and share with you what is working for me. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you, but any information, all resources to me are helpful. Your mental health, the way the world is going, a lot of women are shifting. We want to live and enjoy life, especially we want to live in our femininity. And in order for us to do that, it requires us to shed the things that made us have to function day to day in our masculine selves. So that is why the mini-series was necessary, okay? So this is episode 1. Thank you. Welcome. Episode 1, who do I want to be? And let's get into it. Y'all see I keep looking down because I wrote this down. I have notes, okay? I have notes. Y'all know I don't play about taking my notes. And let me get comfortable because we might be here for the minute. So, who do I want to be, right? In order for me to figure out who I want to be, I had to take a walk down memory lane and identify who I was and start to part ways with the old version of myself. That process consisted of me changing my environment, changing my circle, and coming face to face with myself, really having one-on-one conversations with a very small handful of people that really mattered to me to get their perspective of me, which was very hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very hard to hear what someone else, not even someone, the people that you love, where you know that your intentions are pure, your intentions are good, to hear how they perceive you or your actions, your demeanor, your personality, how it affects them, right? Because ultimately healing is about self-accountability as well. So that was one thing that helped me. Another thing that I had to do that I'm currently still doing. Let me be very clear. I'm still doing that. And it's on my time and it's on my terms, because you have to be mentally prepared to hear that. And like I said, it's hard, but it's necessary, and I'm pacing myself, okay? Another thing that I'm doing and have done to really come face to face with who I was apologizing to myself, right? Because some of the decisions that we make, let's be honest, it's self-inflicted. A lot of it can be, especially when you keep making the same mistakes for years. To me, it's self-inflicted. And so I really had to apologize to myself as well as apologize to others. And that process starts to come in when I start to part ways with the version of myself that kept me in a cage, parting ways with, like I said, my environment and people who fit in that environment that, you know, where I needed that validation in order for me to stay who I was, to validate my behavior, to validate my decisions, to validate my brokenness. Because let's be honest, we're broken. We are. You know, you got to be honest with yourself. You're broken. And that's okay too. You know, you hold yourself accountable. You acknowledge where you are and start from there, right? Documenting who I was, how I was perceived, and then really peeling back the different layers of why, right? Because there's always a reason why we do stuff, why we do things, why we decide to do things. There's always reasons as to why we think a certain way, why we want, you know, certain people in our life, why we attract certain people in life. There's always a reason why. So going through that too. And I want to let y'all know I'm still on this journey. My healing journey has been a roller coaster ride for about 3 years, 4 years, maybe a little longer than that. And it's, as you can see, it's been a roller coaster. I've made several mistakes, bad decisions, and, you know, just because I operated out of fear of living and stepping into my higher self, stepping into my purpose. But what do I have to lose by losing the things that are keeping me unhappy, by changing my behavior, the behavior that is keeping myself unhappy? You know what I mean? So these are questions that I'm like asking myself throughout the process and really identifying. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. About 2-3 years ago, and this is when I lived in the city, I had a conversation with and there's someone that this person told me that really made me step back and really value other people's perspective. She told me that my house, my very comfortable, relaxing house, my sanctuary where I come for my peace, was deemed the whole house, right? All my friends came there to do their whatever they thought that they were doing at my house. And I'm just like, it really threw me off. And I'm not even gonna say it threw me off, it triggered me to take a step back and reevaluate everybody and everything around me. I became very quiet. I started to, and at that point is when I started, you know, looking to buy my house and stuff like that. And I was really like I really want to be in the city. I really wanted to be in the city, especially when I knew I wanted to buy my house. I want to be in the city. It changed overnight and I moved so out the way. When I tell you it is inconvenient to come and see me, and that's intentional. So that was one of the first steps that I did, was remove myself from an environment that was unhealthy for me. But I really had to, but I needed to hear that to realize that I was in an unhealthy environment and that this environment was something that I have outgrown. I don't want this anymore. I want something different. I need something different. I deserve something different. And the only person that can do that is me. So that was the biggest thing that I could do. And the second largest thing was a ton of prayer, right? And so y'all follow me. I'm spiritual. I do believe in a higher being. My higher being, like I told y'all before, is God. I am a Christian. So I pray and I listen to sermons daily. And I mean daily. And they help me. And being where I live now, it's very quiet. I'm very secluded. And I like it that way because I'm able to hear myself. And I'm able to hear and receive what I'm praying for. Clarity. Praying for clarity. Praying for strength. Praying for guidance. Praying for removal of people that aren't meant to be going with me moving forward. Admitting that I'm broken and I need help. I took all of that to God, and I was very quiet for months. I mean, months. And I started back in therapy, my therapy sessions back up and running, getting back into meditation, getting back into the gym, just really finding my routine, my rhythm to be able to reprogram, reconnect, rebuild a brand new version of myself. And where I am right now is facing the old version of myself so that I can identify who I don't want to be, to help me identify who I want to be. And like I said, it's been scary, but it's also been so beautiful. Oh my God, when I tell you, it's so beautiful. There's this sense of peace and solidarity, and it's this, I don't know, just like a profound amount of strength and confidence and security, and just being able to hear yourself. You know what I mean? Once everyone is gone, the only person left to validate how you feel, what you're thinking, is you. You're the only person left. You know what I mean? There's nothing for you to prove to anyone. It's just you. It's you against you versus you. The new you versus the old you. And if you want it bad enough, you'll beat the old version of you. I promise you, you will. So that was step one, right? That has been step one. And it's been lonely. It's been lonely. You know, my circle is very small, was very small, because, you know, I'm just chilling. And I do feel wholeheartedly the people who were not meant to be there remove themselves. No harm, no foul, and that's okay. But you have to let them go. That's one thing. And then sometimes there are some people that you have to walk away from. And it's going to hurt like hell. But don't you matter? Like what you feel, how you feel every day. Doesn't it matter? You know, why wake up every day next to someone who doesn't see you, doesn't understand you, who holds you in the old version of yourself every day? That's hard, and it hurts. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that it hurts. Especially when you have longevity and history with these people. It is going to get lonely. It has been lonely. But I try to constantly remind myself that although it feels lonely, feelings are temporary. And I'm not alone, right? And so you just have to constantly remind yourself of these things. And bi-weekly therapy sessions, I get healthy validation for my feelings. I get healthy support and healthy, consistent, yet fragile push to keep going just a little bit more every time. And over the course of the last 2 years, I'm able to figure some things out on my own, because I get homework from my therapist gives me homework, and I take it seriously, because although therapy doesn't work for everyone, okay, it done wonders for me. I love my therapist. I look forward to therapy sessions. It just makes me feel safe. And I need it, And it's not something that I ever see myself not keeping a part of my routine as I continue to move forward in life. I may not need bi-weekly sessions in a few years, but right now, because I'm serious about me, I'm serious about evolving, yes, every 2 weeks. Even if I talk about my exciting news at work, I need this right now. And I don't need any distractions. And it's like Issa said, it's a me season right now. And when I am fully invested in me and really evolving, okay? Evolving. And over the last 2 years, I see a difference in myself. I'm so calm and sure about what I want, what I deserve. And I'm enjoying it, right? So that gets me to relearning myself and relearning myself, not the old me, but relearning the new me, right? Everything that comes with the new me, disconnecting from, because I used to pride myself, and these are one of the things that I know about myself, because it's something that, I prided myself on being. Everybody knows or who knew me. She don't play. I don't play. Don't play with her. She don't play. I'm low key, a little gangster, a little thug. And that's cute. At some point in your life, that's not cute for me right now. I don't want to be that person. I'm a Leo. I was raised in the inner city by a single mom with, a younger sibling. So I'm independent, very mature, very strong-minded, very strong-willed, ambitious, and driven, and focused. And that's how I was raised, and that's how I grew up. And for some people, they're like, oh my God, that's a little tough. And, for some people it is, but it could have been worse. I do not, I don't fault, my mom for anything that I wasn't able to do, for the benefit of our family. But y'all, at 36 years old, I'm tired. I'm tired of having to be strong. I'm tired of not being able to be quiet and not have the people around me feel like I'm angry. I want to be looked at as the person who I am inside. And inside, I am a ball of emotions. I'm a goofball. I'm just a chill person. But unfortunately, a lot of people around me, that's not who they knew. That's not the person who they know. I very hard, for lack of better words, very hard. Yes, looking the way I look, makeup, hair, nails. Your girl was hard. And I can get with you when I need to. But that's the thing. I don't want to live in that masculine energy any longer. I don't want my son to fear me. I don't want my partner to fear me. You know what I mean? I want an equal, relationship, partnership. That's what I'm seeking. I want to be a lady. It sucks to say. I mean, I don't really know what other words to say, but I want to be a lady. I want to be a lady. I definitely don't mind being the breadwinner, but I want to cook. I want to love my family through my food, through my cooking. You know, I want to travel and make memories with someone who makes me feel safe, who doesn't hold it against me that I do got a bag, that I am a boss, that I am ambitious. I don't want to be with someone who holds that over me. I don't want someone who can't look past my resting bitch face and see that I'm not okay and not make it about them, but just see me. You know, that's what I want, you know? But I also realize that in order to attract that, I have to be that. Remember that you attract what you are. Okay? So healing makes the world of difference of who comes into your space, into your life, into your heart, into your spirit. Boom. I'm getting off topic. Boom. Relearning myself and balancing the woman first. So that's something I've really been enjoying, because I'm relearning myself. What does that mean? I'm dating myself. You know, I'm not ready to date. Although I gave y'all that long spiel about what I want, I'm not ready for that yet. But I am loving dating myself, and I'm loving that when my feelings are hurt, I'm gonna tell you my feelings are hurt. You know, being able to communicate my emotions in the moment and be able to effectively and clearly communicate how I feel, why I feel that way, and be okay. You know, that's something I've never been able to do before. First of all, I wasn't a talker, but that's something that I don't want to be. I don't want to be the person. I don't want to be a parent that doesn't communicate. I don't want to be a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, whatever, that doesn't know how to communicate. Because if I can't communicate, then you're not going to communicate. You know what I'm saying? The people around you are not going to communicate how they feel because you don't communicate how you feel. But all of this connects. You know, I hope y'all keeping up. Take y'all notes, because it works. Like, it really does work. And I get stuff from reading, therapy, prayer, meditation. I'm pulling from every resource available to me, because, like I said, I want this. I deserve this. I deserve this. And y'all deserve it too. You just got to put in the work. Anyway, I used to be so scared to cry in front of people, because I felt like it didn't go with my persona. I'm strong. I'm not about to cry in front of nobody. It's gonna make me look weak. Wrong. I'm gonna cry. I will cry in a heartbeat now, because I can, and I should be allowed to. So should you. And it's beauty in crying. It's a reason why we have the ability to cry. So utilize that. Utilize it. Let it go. Let it out. Scream, cry, do whatever you gotta do. But don't walk around with all of those emotions bottled up and... Whoo, child, let me take a sip. I am a crier. You don't even have to do something to me. If I'm thinking about something, if I'm proud of myself, if I'm proud of my son, like, I cry. That's my way. That's my thing. I just never felt comfortable doing it. Or maybe, you know, the environment or the people that are around is just not how they saw me. So I never allowed myself to be vulnerable and show that side of myself to them. So now I feel comfortable doing it. And I do it all the time. My son's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm good. I'm happy. And he's like, okay. You know, if y'all don't have a reason, all jokes aside, if you don't have a reason for why you show up for yourself, for showing up for yourself, and you have kids, make them your reason. You hear me? They see you. They love you unconditionally. I had to do that real quick. So, so another thing that I do, I have a list of books that I read throughout the month. So I have a book for the month that I read that will help me through the different stages that I'm going through, right? And so because I'm going through the relearning and learning how to balance the woman, my career, motherhood, daughter, sisterhood, I need to learn how to balance it all and not let it overcome me, to not allow any of it to come before me. Because in order for me to show up in my boss role, I have to be okay. And then I have to be able to hear and accept other people's, constructive criticism or guidance or help, and vice versa. So the book that I was reading, or because I am finished reading it, I read this book last month. I'm on to a new book this month, but this was my July read. It's called Balance by Pastor Toure. The book is amazing, y'all. Y'all really should get the book. If you don't want to purchase the book, I don't read the book. I listen to the books on Audible. So 30 minutes at night, I choose to listen to 30 minutes of my book, whatever book that I'm reading. And on Audible, most of the time, some of those books are like 6 hours, 8 hours. You can really get through the book in a day if you just have it on all day. But I really want to soak in and really take in everything that is being read to me. And I read somewhere that what you hear going to sleep, you'll remember. So that is something that I started doing. When did I start doing this? I want to say around this time last year when I started doing that. I think the first book that I started with was Will by Will Smith, which is also a life-changing book. And I highly recommend, if you have not read his book, to read the book. I highly recommend listening to it on Audible because he narrates the book, and that it's a different type of book. I'm actually going to be reading it in December. That is the last book on my list again for the year. So highly, highly, highly recommend that. But the book for Pastor Toure is also narrated by Pastor Toure. This is not a paid ad or anything. Though Pastor Toure, the One Community, they have a channel on YouTube. Pastor Sarah Roberts, his wife, love them. That's my community, because you need to do that too. Like I said before, you need to find your community. Let go of the people that no longer are walking on your journey, and find the people that are on the same journey that you're on, so that they don't let you fall and you don't let them fall. There's no distractions, so that's a big thing. So that's my online community, and I absolutely love the One family. But the book highlighted for me, the takeaways from the book highlighted how often I self-sabotage and make decisions that distract me from really dealing with me. And so that's the reason why it became very important for me to hold on to my own perspective of myself. Be confident in my own validation of myself. I don't need anyone else's validation. Doesn't mean that you won't need anyone, but how I feel, I need to be able to validate how I feel. I need to be able to validate that what I'm feeling is temporary. and not to be reactive, because that's also a characteristic that I used to have, being very reactive. You make me mad or rub me the wrong way, the decision has been made in 15 minutes, you get cut. Just that simple. And I could be hurting for months, but I'm not going back on my decision. That's how I used to operate. Now I give myself grace. If I'm upset, okay, I'm upset. Give yourself some time. There's a reason why you're upset. Let's figure out why you're upset. Is my emotion valid, or should I be looking at it from a different perspective? So I give myself grace, and as I'm learning to do that, I'm learning that the decisions that I make, the conversations that I choose to have, are more strategic, have more meaning, and prevents me from making a decision that's going to distract me and knock me off of my path, knock me off my journey. So, I'm very, I've always been a little low key, but now I'll go months without seeing or talking to anybody other than my family, and don't care. You know where I'm at. That's how I feel about it. But I be having so much fun with myself and my family, I don't miss it. So it's when I told y'all that this journey is scary but beautiful, that's what makes it beautiful. Being able to love and make yourself smile every day. There's no way for you to be unhappy, because it's you. You know how you feel about you. So yeah. Yeah. Who do I want to be? I know I want to be happy. I know I want to be the light, be the complete light that I know I can be, for myself, for my son, and for others. I want to be humbly confident, soft, sexy, feminine, a student. It's a lot of things that I want to be, and taking the journey back to see who I was, to meet who I was, and as I walk away from who I was, leave those characteristics behind. Leave the characteristics, leave the people, leave the city. I love my job, so I have no desire to leave my job. Hell, I've even changed my wardrobe. My wardrobe is very boss-like, very feminine. That has helped me as well. Like, I don't desire to be very thin. I do desire to be very healthy. And because I know that I am her, what Beyonce say, I am that girl. Because I know I am that girl, and because, you know what? If my confidence offends you, if my confidence makes you feel insecure, then you can't be around me. Because I know I'm that girl. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm a boss. Okay? I know all these things about me. I know I'm a bomb mother. I know I'm a great provider. I know I'm a good cook. I know I'm a good woman. I know all of these things about me, and I want to walk into every room confident, knowing what I bring to the world. Not a table. We passed the table. What I bring to the world. Because when I step in the room, I shine. You're going to see me. Period. What's next? I don't know. And for the first time in my life, I don't know, and I'm okay with not knowing. I'm enjoying figuring it out. There's things that I want to do. I want to be an investor. I want to invest my money. And okay, I take classes. I'm learning because I am going to do it. Whatever it is that I want to do, I'm going to do it. I'm taking trips by myself. I don't wait for nobody. I'm not a twin. I wasn't brought into this world with somebody, and I'm not going to leave this world with anybody. So I'm not going to wait on anybody to make me happy. But, I have a vision board, and I have financial goals and, fitness goals and career goals. I know what's next in those different areas. But as for the woman, the only thing that's next for me is continuing the journey of discovering myself. And I love it. And I love it. Even the hard days. Because there are hard days. There are hard nights. There are hard conversations. But I love it. And I love the people who take the time to tell me. I love it. I love their commitment to my journey. And I love my commitment to myself. So, yeah. Where do you start? People always ask me, Victoria, you just always seem like you have it together, like you have all of these answers. Baby, I don't. I want it so bad. So I'm going to lift up every rock, every resource to see, is this going to help me? And if it does, add it to the routine. If it doesn't, fine. Like I said, therapy is not for everyone. Everyone does not believe in a higher being. And some people don't know how to meditate. They don't want to learn how to meditate. That's perfectly fine. But if you are serious about moving forward, stepping outside of a box or a cage that you've trapped yourself in or other people are trapping you in, find your routine. Find your routine. Find your community. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Nothing changes overnight, and anything worth having. Ooh, child, I feel like I'm getting ready to get emotional. Anything worth having will never come easy. Ever. I'm 36 years old. Transitioning. Stepping into my higher self. It's never too late for anything. It's never too late to change. One thing that my therapist told me, I have the right to change my mind. I have the right to change my mind. And so do you. If you don't want to do it, then stop. You don't like who you are around certain people, stop being around certain people. You don't like the way you look, do something about it. It's that simple. The work is not that simple, but the decision to change, it is that simple. And it's not meant to be easy, but it is worth it. Y'all see my smile. I just keep smiling. I'm happy. Even telling y'all the different steps that I'm taking. You know, I'm remembering where I was, how I was. I'm remembering exactly those different moments, you know, and I want to be emotional, but I can't. All I can focus on right now is look where you at now. Look where I am right now. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to toot my horn. I'm going to toot my horn. So I hope this mini series helps you in whatever way you need it. I hope it helps us connect and expand our community. I hope it, you know, lights a fire in you to, you know, get started. So, yeah, episode 1. Who do I want to be? That's a wrap. Thank y'all so much for watching. Questions, comments, leave them below. Subscribe, like, share. My little 30 minutes. My little 30 minutes. Whatever. But anyway, I love you, love muffins. Happy healings.